Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video, and welcome back once again, of course, here to Assetto Corsa Rally. Yes, obviously, if you missed out on the video that went live yesterday, we jumped in, we did our first ever run inside of the game. Obviously, we went to the French tarmac rally stage last time out, and obviously I mentioned in that video, you know, 2 locations currently in the game, that today I wanted to jump in and check out Rally Wales. So that is what we're going to be doing, moving over to gravel and just seeing obviously how the physics are on this alternate one. Now, of course, you've got 2 separate rallies once again, an 11-kilometer stage here, and then obviously the Halfland North, and then of course you've got the Halfland South as well. So sadly, I don't know whether these 2 would connect together IRL or anything like that. But of course, yeah, you've got these 6 stages obviously inside of this event as well. Obviously split up. Obviously, you know, you got the first. Obviously, you got the main. Obviously, the entire one reverse, and then the 2 halves and the 2 halves reversed as well there. So we're gonna jump in with the Quumbija Athon Bija stage. I'm absolutely butchering that, and I do apologise in advance. Of course, if you're new around here and you're not already, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed. We are trying to get to 5k subs here on the channel. But yeah, I think for this one then, we're going to try something a little bit different. I want to try out a 4-wheel drive if I can. So I don't believe, yeah, there we go. The Hyundai i20 Rally 2 is 4-wheel drive. But I think we're going to take out the Citroen Zara WRC car from 2003. So looking forward to this one then. But yeah, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with the game so far. Let me know, obviously, if you've picked it up, what your first impressions, thoughts, and feelings are as well with the title. But this is going to be my very first run on a loose kind of gravel stage inside of the game. Of course, you know, the tarmac stuff is hopefully, I would imagine, fairly easy to model. But of course, the gravel, you know, is kind of, you know, it's the majority of what the real-life WRC schedule is now, isn't it? Obviously, as we come towards the end of the 2025 season. So making sure that the physics are set up well for this is obviously really, really important then. But of course, then making sure that we get ourselves to the start of the stage. I've got so many happy memories of, you know, getting into rallying as a young child, watching Sebastian Loeb rack up championship after championship. Let's see what we can do though off the start. Obviously got to be a lot more careful than I was in that video that we did yesterday, but a massive thank you to everybody that did still enjoy it. Well, obviously the gravel I would expect to be incredibly slidey, and that is immediately kind of what we were experiencing. You know, obviously you'll be able to kind of flick the car around a lot more, everything like that. Hello. Whoa, I mean, that is so slidey, way more slidey than I was really expecting. Like I said, this game definitely feels like there's a lot less grip than what we had in EA WRC, so yeah, obviously really a much more kind of careful experience, and I think that's going to catch a lot of people out that obviously maybe played EA WRC a lot and everything like that. Of course, I am sorry for those of you that didn't play that game. That's kind of like the best comparison I'm giving. But I think obviously, yeah, Assetto Corsa Rally. I think honestly they were originally expecting this game to hopefully be a competitor to EA WRC, rather than a replacement, because of course that game is now well and truly dead. And I do firmly believe that if they continue bringing good development to this title, that, you know, this can well and truly take over and kind of become the rallying game that people play. Oh, no. Immediately there. That's how quickly things can go wrong. Luckily, only skimming the first tree there, so we're able to keep going without too many issues. But yeah, I mean, you can hear it underneath you, really having to try and fight and scrabble for grip. So, you know, obviously you feel a lot of the bumps as well through it, which is really nice. Of course, that was another big thing on EA WRC, that you kind of go over some parts of stages and you wouldn't really feel anything. You know, there was quite a lot of stuff on that game that was kind of visual but not actually there, which is rather weird to kind of explain, but a lot of different things like that. Oh, I mean, look at that! That's a really horrible kind of little right there on the inside. And I've got to get better at listening to my co-driver as well through these stages. Got to be really, really careful there, as you can already see, smashing up the windscreen quite a lot. There's got a hairpin. Whoa, not there. I've gone for a hairpin. I've gone for a Scandi flick way earlier than I ever really should have. Just get it back going again. Oh, come on, there we go. There's that hairpin. That's what I was actually looking for. Probably should have given it a bit of a handbrake turn through there, but we'll carry on going up the hill. I mean, yeah, it's such a different experience. You know, I already kind of went through that in the video I did a couple of days ago, but it is so much less forgiving. And, you know, again, though, just like EA WRC, I kind of struggle with that game, but trying to find the limit on a rally sim is near impossible. You know, I think for us mere mortals, you know, there are obviously a few guys that I know that are incredibly good. And obviously rally sims, Henry Cookie on social media, definitely one of the guys that kind of I aspire to have his talent level in sim racing titles. Oh, come on. I mean, you've got to be so physical with the wheel, I find, as well. But yeah, obviously it just feels, I would honestly argue it's probably more similar to driving on like ice on EA WRC than kind of the gravel experience on that game. So you have, got to be really, really careful with it. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Oh no. Don't hit that. Thank you. Yeah, you've just got to obviously, I mean, it's even the mistakes are obviously a lot more punishing, I think is the big one that you've kind of got to get used to. But again, though, just like obviously what we saw on the French rally stages, it is beautifully modelled as well. Like I said, they've kind of tried to do, you know, less content, but making it really, really good. And they've kind of given themselves a very, very high bar that they're going to have to try and keep up with as well in the future. But like I said, obviously, you know, if they've got a good roadmap in place. Oh no, that was I misjudged that corner. I misjudged that corner quite badly. I think we'll go like that. I think we'll have a bit of a reset there. That's going to be a 12-second penalty then. I mean, I made it half distance before I had to reset. Oh, I mean, look at that again. Just immediately punishes you. Just make sure I don't run over anybody as we try and get back going. You'd be pretty disappointed if you came here to watch this car running through and then saw me behind the wheel, just all over the show. But again, this game I think is going to serve as a reminder as to why I probably shouldn't be a rally driver, because I would probably hurt myself quite badly within about 3 minutes. But yeah, definitely, you know, kind of where on EA WRC you might take a bit of a risk into a corner. You might think, oh, I can get away if I try and clip that, you know, that rock or, you know, that banking or anything like that. On this game, you absolutely cannot. You've got to be kind of thinking the other way of, I won't get away with it if I try that gamble as well. And, you know, psychologically, that can be a bit of a weird thing to try and get used to. But I definitely am going to try and get used to it as well there. Of course, I'm going to make a few more videos jumping in with like the career mode aspects of the game, or the challenge mode I should say. At the moment, I don't believe obviously there's any kind of proper career mode at the moment, but there are some fun and interesting challenges as well that will hopefully serve for some enjoyable videos as well. I mean, I'm starting to get there, I feel like I'm definitely starting to build up some confidence as well, as the four-wheel drive physics feeling pretty good. I'm going to do a video as well, probably tomorrow, jumping in with the rear-wheel drives, because of course that was one of the things that EA WRC absolutely sucked at, right, most of its lifespan. You know, the rear-wheel drive cars, they were basically on a pendulum, so I'm hoping, you know, although I expect them to maybe be even more difficult in this title, at least kind of more realistic and kind of believable as such, I think was always the big thing. Yeah, your co-driver is certainly having to give you a lot of pace notes, isn't he? It's so bumpy down here, and so easy for kind of the car to try and break free as well. See, obviously on the tarmac stuff, you really do need to use your handbrake quite a lot. Don't need to so much through here. So I feel like I am steadily getting up to speed a little bit more there, kind of learning the limits, learning the balance of the car, everything like that. Of course, you know, this is still kind of first impressions. Whoa, inside the game! So that's something I've really got to get used to as well. You cannot straighten out the car on the brake. It's just going to try and pivot round on you. Obviously, if you haven't got ABS enabled, which I don't, you've got to try and obviously manage the slides a bit more through the throttle. But again, sometimes it's a question of how can I reduce the size of the crash I'm having. Yeah, really do need to improve it while trying to keep the car in the middle of the stage. Yeah, as we get towards the end of this one, I think I'm beginning to struggle a little bit more. At least, hopefully, I'm not going to end up with, like, 3 minutes worth of penalties, though, in this stage like I did in yesterday's video there, but really just trying to drag it around. I mean, it's a very narrow stage, isn't it, as well? Easy. It's definitely going to be a game, obviously, if we get, like, some clubs and some events going, that, you know, to finish first you must finish, is obviously going to be the big thing here, especially early on, as people obviously try and learn the rallies, learn the stages, and well, everything like that. Because again, it's just when you get a bit of a slide on, you think you've gathered it up, and then kind of forget just how much less grip these cars have. And obviously what I'm used to in a rally game there. But through the final corner, we're going to survive here in our first ever attempt at a loose gravel stage. Oh no. I might have ran over a marshal there slightly. still that definitely carries over from what we saw on EA WRC as well. But there we go then. First thoughts and feelings of obviously some of the gravel stages inside the game. Very loose surface. It is going to be a lot to try and get used to. I mean, this is probably one of the better cars inside the game for kind of handling response and everything like that. But still, as you can see, it was sliding around all over the place, breaking traction, losing a lot of grip as well. So it is going to be a tall order. Like I said, this game is far more similar to Richard Burns Rally than EA WRC, for example, or anything like that. It's properly punishing. It's properly brutal. And I absolutely love it. Like I said, though, I'm going to do some more videos over the next few days. I think tomorrow I'm going to jump in and take on a couple of the challenges inside the game as well. I think, obviously, hopefully they're multi-stage events, which might be quite fun. So, yeah, if you've enjoyed, like I said, please make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. We will be diving back in tomorrow with more Assetto Corsa Rally.